Hello and welcome. In this episode of 20 Years a Migrant, we're talking about the British workplace. Okie dokie.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Laurie.
Here we go.
Here we go.
All right, so this is the first, fresh episode since the last 5, because we pre-recorded, because somebody was going away for 5 weeks.
Yeah, and I'm back.
Okay.
Back with the bang.
Yeah, I was here by
Back to the British weather that we spoke about in the last episode.
How are you loving it?
I'm not loving it.
But it's nice though. It was sunny through the window.
Look at us being British talking about the weather.
It was it's just life.
What
What else could you talk about?
I don't know. We don't talk. I've come back from Zimbabwe. No, I talk about the weather.
No, but you Zimbabwe talk about the weather or the climate. Or say about the rain though. No?
Maybe the rain.
That's not the weather, that's the climate.
Yeah, that's more climate. But yeah, they talk about the rain a lot.
Oh, I just thought, you sent me a picture. You said, was it 25 degrees or 28 degrees? And you just
25.
25. It was described as fair.
Fair.
Well, that's a heat wave in my eyes.
Yeah. Back to work. Working from home.
You gotta earn money.
I gotta work.
When are you going back to the office? When did you last go to the office?
I'm always in the office, you know.
No. The other office.
I'm always in the office.
Not the one from home.
But I'm always in the office. I don't know what you're on about.
Well, I don't know. I might go tomorrow. I'm still deciding.
You're going back again. You went last week. You love it so much.
Am I doing too much?
Huh?
Am I doing too much?
You love it so much. Just because we're talking about the office.
Yeah, I think it's
the workplace.
Yeah, because since the panoramic, you remember we used to call it the panoramic?
Yeah, the panda bear.
The panda bear, that's a new one for me.
Really?
Yeah, there was the panini.
There was the panini, the panda bear.
Yeah.
The panoramic.
The panoramic, yeah. Since the panoramic, we've been working from home.
Yeah.
And the people I work with that I haven't seen since February 2020. Wait, we went away since March 2020 when you went away.
Yeah, just March.
Yeah, so the people I haven't seen that I work with since 2020. Yeah, so what we're talking about today is the British, or the office. We would say the office, but it sounded like the TV show.
Yeah, we'll say the office, but we haven't really worked in the office for, like in all our different jobs. Some of it has been workplace based.
Workplace based, yeah.
Or vehicle based for some people.
For some people, yeah.
But it's basically work and work environment. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. The title later.
We'll see which direction we go.
See what the vibe is.
See the vibe.
Yeah, so we are talking about the workplace, like what happened, what it's like, our experience of the workplace, of a British workplace, because I've had a variety of jobs. So my very first job, it was at a care home, and I was just shaken to the core by just what I was supposed to do.
Yeah.
Okay, but anyway, so when I went for the interview, the manager of the place was a Nigerian woman, Nigerian background. I thought she was Jamaican for a second, initially. And the other woman who was interviewing me was Zimbabwean. So I come all the way from Zimbabwe to be interviewed by a Nigerian and a Zimbabwean in this place. Okay. And the fun thing is, this Zimbabwean woman, I said, I went to this school. She goes, my son went to this school. You say, my son, Terence. So Terence, yeah, I went to school with Terence. I was such a small way. You know what I mean? All the way come, Terence, mom over here, right? So in that workplace, when I started working, lots of Nigerians, they were in that place.
Yeah.
Okay. So the woman who showed me around was this... I didn't understand a thing of what she was saying. She gave me a tour of the place. I will tell you this, for about a week or two, I didn't know where the staff toilet was. So I just used to go in a room, in the residence room to use.
Oh, my Lord, Lawrence.
I had no idea. Like, she told me.
Yeah, but she's supposed to show you, like...
She showed me.
Isn't there, like, signs, like a woman or man or something, or a sign that says toilet?
I had no clue. I did not understand what she was telling me. One time she even said, okay, and this is the elevator. Like, I know what an elevator is like, yeah. But in that place now, what I remember mostly, not what I remember mostly, but one of the things that I learned was, you remember ciggy break?
Mm-hmm.
People used to go for ciggy breaks, and it used to annoy a lot of us who didn't smoke. And like, I'm gonna go for a cigarette. It's all right.
It's all right.
It's all right. Like, but I'm working. Yeah, I'm just gonna go. You know what I mean? And it's just something that I don't know. It just was strange.
Yeah, I know. I think even for me as well. I mean, at the beginning, I didn't really clock it. It was just like, yeah, they're going for cigarettes. Because I mean, like, I came just as winter was started working, and people would go for ciggy breaks, and I'd be like, I don't want to be outside in the cold anyway. So it wasn't much of a thing, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But come summer, when you're stuck in there, then you start thinking, hold on, these people are going for ciggy breaks every 5 minutes. I get an hour's break, or maybe even 30 minutes. In some places you didn't, because they were like, oh, you just if we're busy, you don't take breaks.
Really?
Do you remember those times?
Not
yeah.
Really. I never had that.
Yeah, they did in some places, particularly the NHS. When I worked in the NHS.
Is it?
They'll be like, oh yeah, you're entitled to a break, but if it's busy and we can't, we
Do
can't.
you leave early?
No.
Do you get paid for that hour?
No.
That's.
I know, but I mean, the first time I was like, no, I'm taking my break. I ended up leaving that place because I was bank. But it wasn't my first job though. It was like later on.
By the way, what is bank?
Bank is like agency, sort of. Where so NHS has their own, I wouldn't say agency. So NHS will employ people and then put them on their payroll, but then they only call you when they have shifts. So it's not like you're being called in by an agency. You actually work for the NHS, but as a stand-in, so to speak.
Yeah, so I thought that's what you're... Okay, so bank staff is more like stand-in staff.
It's stand-in. If they're short-staffed, then they call you. And then if they can't find anyone in bank, then they call agency, because agency is a lot more expensive.
Yeah.
Whereas bank is, I think you get paid a little bit more, but not that much more than regular staff.
It's not a reliable income.
Yeah. Yeah, but I was working somewhere else and I needed a little bit extra on the side. Yeah. So I was bank, and so I could work, and I would just call them and say, "Are you free? Do you need someone on such and such a date?" If they didn't. If they did, I would go in.
Okay.
But yeah.
So you didn't go for ciggy breaks?
No, I've never been. But it was a topic of discussion among, especially when I started working at this one place where there was a lot of Zimbabweans. In one place, and a few Nigerians, I think a couple of Kenyans, but majority was Zimbabwean. Even the patient started to speak Shona. Do you remember those times?
No way.
Yeah, not full on Shona, but they'll be like, Makadi, which is how are you? How are you? Yeah. How are you? Yeah. Or they'll say
Dip.
Dabe, stuff like that. Not like full-on sentences.
Yeah.
But, and sometimes they'll be like, teach me. So, what can you do? But, I remember the manager, or the hospital manager, was Zimbabwean. The nurses, majority of them were Zimbabwean. The care workers, it was basically, so at one point I remember going in for a handover and they were speaking in Shona.
Like, what is this?
They were handing over in Shona. Shona is our Zimbabwean, is one of what's the Zimbabwean language? Wow. What is it? Is it one of the... Yeah, it's the main language,
main language, let's just say that, yeah.
Yeah. In Zimbabwe, followed by Ndebele. But yeah, so they were handing over in Shoda. You walk in and everyone's like, Dave, you know, like, hello.
Yeah,
you know, yeah. And then at some point, people started just working nights because it was very difficult to work with white people in that environment. You couldn't be yourself.
Right.
Which is something that I think, depending on where you work, it's very difficult to be authentically you know, without being, I mean, we understand that we're in a country that's not ours, so you have to kind of assimilate. But at the same time, it's like you want to be yourself, if that makes sense. You don't want to be too British, if you like. You know, you want to have that essence of, if you want to bring your sadza and your whatever to work, if you want to, I don't know, dress in a certain way, if you want to...
I wish Eve was there. She could tell you about, Eve was my friend. She's going to be a guest in the future. Tell you about, there was a woman called Victoria that I used to work with. She used to come with fish, Nigerian woman.
Yeah, I mean that yeah, wow, that's still an issue even now. I think I like I said, I haven't been to the office in a while, but the last time I was there was a sign on the microwave that said do not microwave fish. And you know, the only people that bring in fish are Nigerians.
Yeah.
Because we don't really, you know, it's not a thing for us.
Because in some places they say there were no hot food in the office. Because someone would come with chips, with whatever, you know, just different types of foods in the.
No, but you know what annoys me is that you go into the office and they'll say no hot food, but then at lunchtime they'll be like, does anyone want to go to and get some chips and fish and chips, you know, or whatever they buy, you know, like from these takeaway places. Fish and chips is their traditional food. Do you know what I mean? But although the fish cod doesn't smell like, is it cod? I don't know what fish it is that they fry.
Yeah, cod.
It's cod, isn't it? It doesn't smell, but it still smells. There's still some type of something that, you know, if someone walks in with fish and chips, you can smell it. Oh, okay. But yeah, so there is that element of taking away your authenticity and saying your jollof rice or your this or your that smells a bit funny, when really
if it smells funny,
your fish and no, but fish and chips smells funny to someone who doesn't eat fish and chips. You're used to it. That's why you're going. Oh, mushy peas. Have you ever had mushy peas? And
why would I do that to myself?
Well, have you ever smelled when someone is having mushy peas with chips?
It doesn't smell though.
It does, because it's got vinegar and stuff in it. It's not the best, but it still smells. But to them, because it's a natural smell. But anyway, yeah. So I'm just saying, like, you know, trying to be authentically you in the workplace is in the workplaces that I've worked in before this current one has been quite difficult, really. You know, having to assimilate and stuff like that as an African, and yeah, it's not been easy. It's not been easy.
Like for me, because I was one of few Afro-Africans in the care home. Then everywhere else, I was either the only black person. Because right now in our branch, in our office in Nottingham, there are 2 black people. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the other guy is a British black person, and then me, right? So, but I think over the years, I don't feel somehow anymore. I don't feel out of place in so many areas.
Yeah, no, it's. I know I mentioned the last workplace that I was at before I joined this one, which had quite a lot of Zimbabweans, but then they started to leave, and, you know, and stuff like that. And I hadn't finished that story. So anyway, there was quite a lot of Zimbabweans, and because it was kind of, people started to work nights. A lot of us Africans were the night shift, because the white people didn't want to do nights.
Okay.
But then the black people didn't want to do days, only because, not because they didn't have families to go to, but because it was just easier for us to work together. Because we understood each other and we could bring out. I remember one night shift. Well, I mean, there were several, but you know, like the Nigerian guy would bring in his jollof rice and whatnot, and then another guy would bring in his sadza and whatnot, and then we'd share.
So all of this is about food. You didn't
Well,
want to share with
no,
the
but I mean, like, it
Caucasians.
was just a community. I'm just trying to get to the fact that, like, we just felt comfortable doing the night shift as black people. Because usually if somebody else was there, they'll be like, oh, they were doing this, like Snitches,
Yeah. Okay. So
and the fact is, it's not like we weren't doing anything illegal or we weren't taking care of clients or we weren't, it was just like, oh yeah, they were speaking Shona. Oh yeah, they were eating jollof.
yeah.
Oh yeah, they were.
The snitches didn't always look like us.
Yes, no. They were much lighter in complexion,
Well,
much lighter,
you know
and they're
what?
never considered terrorists. Those kinds.
I think the trouble is, right? The trouble is some of the things that people complained about or raised issue weren't really a big deal.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like, what are you complaining? You're mourning just for the sake of it. And then I remember one time I went to find a job with one of these places, and the manager was like, "Oh, you're from Zimbabwe? Yeah, we love to have a mix here." I'm thinking, why is this important? Why are you saying this to me? All right, but I didn't go for the job because the place stunk of weed.
Oh,
So, one of those nursing homes with carpet. Like, why do you have carpet here?
Yep.
Jeez. But then by that time, I was just living the care stuff. I was like, nah, I've had enough of it.
yeah.
I didn't stay there for... But I know what you mean about just having different attitudes.
Yeah.
Like the way... for me, I'm going to raise an issue if it's a big... Not to say if it's a big problem, but... it's not like I'm going to be negligent. You know what I mean? Of course, I've got my integrity, but there are things that say, if I see you doing something, I will say, I know I don't do that, because of this and this, and I will speak to you. I'm not going to go and say, oh, by the way, I saw you
Exactly.
doing this, this, and that. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
if I tell you and then you ignore it, then maybe, but usually you try to, fix something. Maybe that's been our attitude. But what I didn't like is there were some of us who were quite slack. Like they would maybe work night shift, come the day shift, and try to, or even just to slack or sleep. You know what I mean? Because you can say, well, like, this person was working somewhere else. Then from there they came straight here, and they are so tired.
Oh, okay. They were doing two jobs.
They're doing two jobs.
Yeah.
They're back to back shifts. And thinking, well, with this type of work, you're going to struggle to stay awake. So I know, like, we're all slaves to money in a way, but that wasn't a great situation.
Yeah, I know a few people who did that. Not in the work that I did, not in the places that I worked, but yeah, I've heard of people that. And you can't afford to do that when you work in care, because that's when you get a lot of complaints and you make mistakes and stuff like that. And like you're saying, falling asleep while you're on observations.
Yeah, because they're going to sit
like
down.
That. You sit down and then you're there
no,
for an hour because, sometimes you'll be replaced after 2 hours sometimes in observation.
You wake up and you say, oh, Frank,
and you're not
is
allowed
gone.
your phone. So you're just literally sat there staring at a white wall.
And if you wake up and see Frank is gone.
And Frank is gone. And then you get into trouble for that because, you've been falling asleep.
Or you mentioned mobile phones, right? Because it was quite strange initially that you never saw anyone making personal phone calls in the workplace. So now, like, even just if I'm in the office, even from home, I don't really make calls anyway, but it was such a big change. Even just the idea of saying, oh, I'm going to call so at their workplace and have a chat. Like, how are you doing? What's up for the weekend?
Yeah.
It just doesn't happen. So it was quite a strange thing for me that, oh, I'm carrying my phone, but no one is using their phone.
Yeah.
And you have to hide it to play Snake. That was before smartphones. So you had to hide it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But in the end, we just got used to it.
Yeah.
It's an adjustment that I had to make, that we had to make. But it wasn't difficult, was it?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't difficult. I mean, because when we first came, anyway, you didn't have much data. You didn't have many minutes on your phone. It wasn't like a thing when we first came.
You use phone cards. You remember the phone cards?
Yeah, no, I mean like locally, like to phone just locally. You'd have like 100 minutes for the month or something like that. Or maybe even 50, if I remember correctly. I think 100 minutes, you were lucky.
Yeah, you get more.
No,
I don't.
I remember.
I was on pay as you go for a while.
Yeah.
And you check with someone to agree, like a group, like, okay, are we all on T-Mobile? You know, because the calls were free. Sometimes we'll say,
oh yeah,
same network was free.
Yeah.
So you fight, and then you meet someone, you're like, oh, I want Orange. You're like, why are you on Orange?
No, but I know you're saying, you know, like people went on their phones. But if you really think about it, I mean, one, we didn't really have anyone to call like that. We didn't have that many friends that you'd be like, oh, let me call so and so. I mean, like, especially for me when I first came, it was just my brother that I knew, and then maybe one or two other people that I wasn't really that close to at the time for me to be like, oh, let me call so and so. Secondly, I didn't have data on my phone or internet or anything like that. So, you know, it's not like
it wasn't that much of a thing at that time.
2004, 2003, 2004.
Nah, it wasn't that much of a thing.
That's what I'm saying. That, you know, like you didn't have any reason to be on your phone. Like you didn't have data to be like, because I remember the first time when we started getting data, I remember playing Farmville.
Oh, that game! I never played it.
Farmville on Facebook.
I just refused, and I'm never ever going to do it.
And then I remember because I used to play it before. I used to get a lot of data on my phone, right? So I would play it on my laptop, and then you'd plant your.
Can you tell me what happens in that game?
So oh God, I'm getting cramps. You'd plant your crops, right?
Digital crops
before you went to work, and then you'd be like, okay, so I'm going to plant these crops. I'll be back by 6 or something, or 5. I don't know. I can't remember what time, right? Depending on the job.
Yeah.
Let's just say 6, because obviously finish at 5, and then you an hour to get, and then I can harvest when I get back. I'll harvest my crops, and then you get sidetracked wherever you are, right? And then you come back and your crops are dead.
The digital crops are dead. Why did you have
They've all shriveled up and died. So this is what I'm saying. That's why it's so significant to me, because then I'd plant.
How was it fun? How was fun?
It was fun. It was like the first one of the. I mean, now there's loads and loads of little.
No. Let's talk about Farmville. Because I know people used to rush home.
No, I think yeah, that's what I'm saying. You time it. You be like, I'll be back at 6, so I need to go home to farm my things.
How do you feel when you look at it now? When you look back?
I'm laughing, aren't I? I'm actually tearing up.
Oh my God. Honestly, I never got it. I never got why people played Farmville.
Fine. I've always played games ever since I was little. We used to have.
We used to
play. No, I'm just saying as in electronic games like I don't know, Pac-Man and all that kind of stuff. We had that at home, growing up, and all these other games. So for me, it was just something that was just there. It's not like.
Do you remember when Facebook came? People made a fuss about poking. I'm thinking, what is this Facebook and poking?
Yeah.
You think it's something amazing that happened? No.
Yeah.
Someone just click your button.
But that's the thing, though, because at the time, if you were on Facebook, I think I probably had like 20 friends at the time. All 20 of us were playing Farmville, and then you'd be asking your friends for lives and all this kind of stuff.
Oh, lives,
so it was a whole community, and people would be asking you every 5 seconds, can you send me a live? Can you send me a live?
I think I'm going to check my Facebook if
I don't think I deactivated Farmville. It's probably still there.
And all those notifications, join whatever. No,
Candy Crush was the next one up, wasn't it? After Farmville, but I was just talking about like the data thing with the phone. So now you'd plant your crops in the morning, and then you could harvest during like at lunchtime. So that's what I was saying. So that's why I remembered how, like when I had data and stuff like that on my phone.
Yeah, because I think so. Well, what I remember is because we used to rush home, not to rush home as such, but how these networks are. There were free calls on landlines.
Yeah.
Because you used to have a mobile phone, which was too expensive to call. But then you were like, oh, so and so, you can call them for free for at this time of the day. This is when we just used to call each other in the evening after 7 p.m. or something like that.
You know, we still have a landline. But obviously we need it for the internet.
No, we don't.
We don't need it anymore.
No, we don't need it.
Oh, there you go. Oh, because we've got fiber optic, isn't it?
We've got Virgin, yeah. We've got Virgin thing.
Yeah.
Cable.
But we still have a phone. Okay?
I disconnected it. It was ringing. Your scammers were calling.
When was it ringing?
Many years ago. Maybe whatever.
I thought you were going to say when I was away or something.
No, it was ringing and scammers were calling. So you're like, okay, no one is calling me on this phone number because no one knows this phone number. Yeah. I don't know about you.
I have it saved somewhere.
I was like, I know the phone number, but never going to take a call on that. So I just disconnected it. It's just there for decoration.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I know. So my first job was care, I guess. And my first friend ever was a Kenyan lady. You know what you're saying about, you come to the UK and then you're like, huh? Yeah. But yeah, it was an interesting one. And unfortunately, there was quite a bit of, at the time, I think that would have been my first sort of encounter with racism, to be honest with you. But I just put it down to, but then again, it is racism, isn't it? But you don't think about it if because at that time I wasn't in tune with what is racism, having come from an all black country.
You're not black when you're in Zimbabwe.
With the smart, yeah, exactly. I'm not black when I'm in Zim.
You became black when you got here.
I became black when I came here. Exactly, you're right. But yeah, so I remember working with a Kenyan girl, and then we'd get all the difficult clients, and the white people, the white girls would get all the easy clients. When we say difficult, it's like the ones in the wheelchairs, the ones that need lifting or hoisting, the ones that need changing pads. Whereas, because the place that I first worked in was supposedly a residential area, a residential home. What that means is it's not a nursing home, so there's a difference. Residential means that they can do their things themselves. They can take themselves to bed. They can, use the toilet themselves. They can, etc., etc. And then when they get to that stage of they now need nursing or caring like that, they're taken to a nursing home. But these people, I don't know why they weren't taken there. I think in that home there must have been about 5 or 6 who were in that sort of.
They were for you and the Kenyan girl.
So they were basically for myself and the Kenyan girl, and because we're doing nights only, that's when they were being taken to bed, because you'd get there. And then within the next hour, I think the shift would start at, say, 7. And then by 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, you're starting to take people to bed. And then by 10 o'clock, you should be finished because everyone should be in bed. That kind of thing. So I think that actually, I've just reminded myself, I've just thought in my head, oh my God, that was my first sort of encounter with racism without realizing that that's what it was. I just thought, oh yeah, they're just like black people. You do the hard work, which really is racism, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was sort of my first encounter.
I'm trying to remember mine, but what I remember is being mistaken for. Okay, well, where I worked, right, there were 2 black people, as always, right, and there was just me, and then there was a guy called Owen, a black guy, who was born in Birmingham. Right? So sometimes I'll be called Owen.
Oh.
Owen. Like, why are you calling me Owen? And when I spoke to Owen, you say, sometimes they call me Lawrence.
And you look nothing like each other.
Listen to my voice. I don't speak like someone, like a Brahmi, do I?
No, but what about
Right.
but facially as well?
No, we
I'm
both wore glasses,
yeah.
but we look different. We look very different.
Mm.
But they would just. But I think it's a funny thing is they would never call each other by the wrong name.
Mm.
That it just didn't happen. They would never say so and so or it's the wrong person.
Mm.
That never happened. But then the two of us always happened, always happened, and I don't know. Maybe just so black person. Then the first black person I know, not that person in this, you know.
Mm.
So yeah, but it used to bother me sometimes, or I'll just keep quiet. I wish I thought about saying back the wrong person, the wrong name as well.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Someone calls me Lawrence, I go, so I call them, hey, Tendai, when they're not. You know, just call them something else.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, or just some other colleague.
yeah.
You know, who's not there.
It's better. Yeah, it's better to use some other colleague because then
Yeah,
at
of
least
course,
it's
I
then
just say Tendai,
otherwise when you say it's a random name,
It might
it's,
seem like an insult.
it's like it's like
Like,
huh?
what are you saying?
Or from where? At least if
Yeah.
you say Sophie when her name is Janet or something, then it's a little bit easier. But yeah.
And
So,
then
okay.
some of it, I don't know. I just say it's not like. I don't see it as. I see it as a lack of an awareness as such, because we had one. It was I can say okay. We had a thing where during COVID, we were like, okay, you know those team things, those quizzes people were doing,
Oh yeah.
and then we were like, oh yeah, everyone send in a picture of your knees. I'm thinking, well. And then I said, well, there's two black people.
Do you know what? I told you about my experience, didn't I?
The one about Nelson Mandela.
No. Because you told me about that, right? It happened to you first. And then in 2022, it happened to me. And they asked us to send our baby photos. And I'm the only black person in the group.
I don't know why people are still doing that. Yeah, I remember now.
Do you remember? And because
years.
of what you had said, I sort of said, I'm going to bow out because there's no point in me sending in a picture of myself. And they were like, oh no, it's just that, at least we know everyone's guaranteed a point. I'm like, but what's the point? What is the point? Like, seriously?
It's ridiculous.
And we could have done something else.
Something else. Yeah. I think it's not like.
I actually complained.
Why?
Not complained like seriously, like written a complaint or anything, but just sort of went to the woman and said, do you realize that, I'm the only black person here and you're asking us to send, so she wasn't, like you're saying, lack of awareness. She was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like, she was so apologetic.
Yeah.
I didn't just let it go and not send in and leave it that.
For me,
but I think it's just
right away.
Yeah. So it was just good, I guess, for them to be aware and maybe not to make that mistake again in the future.
Yeah. But it was. I think that one has happened to a lot of black people in workplaces.
I'm sure it has.
Maybe you should have done it at your workplace where there were lots of black Zimbabweans in Nigeria. They say, let's bring up baby pictures. And then it'll be so easy to guess why people are like, it's you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but it's just, some of this sort of lack of awareness in some things. But that wasn't, for me, I just see like, there's some lack of awareness in some people. They just forget you exist, or they don't think it through. Let me say.
They don't think it through. It's pretty much like what you see, like with adverts and stuff like that. You're like, who thought of this? Like, they thought it was okay to have a child. Remember that H&M advert?
Oh yeah.
The black child, and they're wearing. I can't remember what it was exactly, but was a monkey.
It was a monkey. It was just really a monkey on the thing.
Yeah, or something like that, where people are like, really, you didn't really, huh?
Yeah,
where it's like, huh? So it went through the person who conceptualized it. Then the person said to their boss, what do you think? And the boss is like, yeah. And then they went to the team who then printed this thing, and then they put it, and then somebody went and put it on the window. To like once it's distributed, somebody actually then went, oh, this is cute.
But it was H&M in somewhere in Europe.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, as in, so there's that lack of awareness, and it can go through many hoops and people will still not be aware that this is what's happening.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah. Oh, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, no, what I was going to say about that H&M thing is, you know how people say, "Oh, you cheeky monkey," for kids. You don't be cheeky.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that some people are sort of might find it difficult to say like a I don't know, like a preschool or nursery.
Yeah.
So you cheeky monkey when there's a black child. But it's not in a bad way, and it just doesn't sound good.
I think like I know you've just kind of said like something that I remember this one time. I can't remember who they were trying to describe a black person, and they couldn't say black, or they whispered black. Remember back in the day? I think these days people would just say black.
Yeah.
But when we first came, people would be like, "They're black." And you're like, "Why are you whispering? What like?" What's so embarrassing? Is it a swear word? Like, like they're black. You're like, do you remember this?
Yeah, I've read about that. Yeah. Have I experienced it? Because some of the things now I realize I've forgotten.
Yeah.
Quite a lot of things because it's been many years.
Because to me, I was like, well, and then I remember there was a time when I was describing someone. I was like, yeah, my black friend or black something. And you could see the shock on their faces, like, why are you using that word? And I'm thinking, what's wrong with saying black? Like, what am I supposed to say? That brown person? I'm not. Why I am like, brown, like but I'm not classified as brown.
Like a term I never liked,
Asians.
like a person of color. I never liked it. I don't like it.
Yeah.
No, I don't like it somehow. Yeah, but I get what you mean. Black. Yeah, like people were so afraid to say black.
Mm.
Yeah. I get it. When I say people, you know who I mean.
Yeah, in workplaces mostly because we didn't really have black friends, white friends up until later on in life, I guess. But when we first came, it was not something that was. Yeah, it wasn't for me personally. It wasn't something easy to do. One, because I was just coming to work. So basically I was just working, the usual work, go home, chill, weekend, friend, family, that kind of thing. So I wasn't really interested in making friends like that. And also because of the barriers in terms of like culture and trying to assimilate and stuff like that. It was only later on, maybe 2-3 years in, where you're a bit more like, a bit more open, or going to the clubs, pubs, whatever it was. But yeah.
Well, I
remember workplace dinners and Christmases and.
Oh my God.
And even the one night where people are like, "Oh, let's go to the club this weekend," and then people drink and forget what's happened, and then so and so does something with so and so, and then it's like on Monday everyone's just looking at each other like, "Oh my God, did you see what happened?"
Oh, yeah, like I something like that happened, and then someone said to me, "Oh, you didn't see what." You don't tell anyone what happened. I said, "Oh, what happened?" Like, is it as if I was blind to it?
Yeah.
Because I'm not like that. I'm not gonna talk your business. Also, I'm not that kind of person. You're not there.
Yeah.
So why would I tell? I'm not gonna tell people when I'm not there what happened.
Yeah.
I'll just leave it alone. Yeah, I know what you mean about these people getting flirty and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, or discovering, so and so I and I.
Yeah, flirty.
More than that, of course.
Extramarital chaktis happening, extramarital affairs.
I'm okay with it, so long it's not affecting me or harming anybody within the workplace. That people are grown up. Grown-ups do weird things.
Yeah, I know, but morally, it's not right. Regardless, if you're married, not.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean, right? But I think is.
I can't say it doesn't affect me because it would.
No,
but then I can't really do anything about it. But it would sort of like change my perception or something. It would do something. if it happened. But
For me, I mind my business. I mind
yeah, that's what
my
I'm saying.
business.
I wouldn't do anything
I'm
about
not-
it, which is minding my business.
Like, you
but at
do
the
your
same
thing,
time, but I'm
alright
just
then.
saying, as in, I wouldn't say, oh, I'm not bothered. I'll be like, okay, I see you, kind of thing, But I wouldn't be like, oh, I'm not bothered, as in, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So it's for me. It's just a bit of people do weird things. I've always known that. Like, I know that. I just think that I want to let things. I want to worry about things that I control or that affect my life or my relationship with my relationships or relationships that I treasure. Okay, so if that manager there is doing whatever with that supervisor there, I don't care, right? Of course, I judge people, it's normal, but it's not gonna bother me. I'm gonna think, oh, that's what you're doing there, and then that's it. That's it. I'm not gonna carry on thinking about it and whatever. Nah, because okay, I won't say that now, but I'll tell you after. Right? Yeah, but no, yeah, but he's not. He's not gonna listen to this. He's not gonna. Nah, he's not gonna listen to it. Yeah. So yeah, but anyway,
Just don't name names.
I had a guy who was a bit handsy with these two elderly women.
Oh.
In the office.
Okay.
In the office. The first time I saw it, I was so disgusted. Like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? For both of them. And then he was doing it to another woman as well.
So 3.
So it's this guy.
You said 2 elderly women, and then you said he was doing to another woman. So is that 3 women?
This older guy was rubbing chests. He would just walk behind them and, lean over. But then you would see it. And almost everyone in the office knew. So I asked this one lady, like, why would you let him do that? Then she said, oh, it makes me feel special.
What?
Then I was like, oh, there you go. So these are the people we are going to worry about. Like, oh, where you get. They're laughing.
I'm not worried. I'm not saying I'm worried, but I'll be like, yeah, I see you. I see what you're up to.
Because all those 3 people were married to other people.
It's not like I'll be like, let them do what they want to do.
Yeah, but I used to say it. I'm like, so now whenever he walked into the area, I just looked away because, I didn't want to wash.
To be hands done.
Not to be hands done.
So walking around avoiding eye contact.
What I did was I didn't want to wash my eyes in acid afterwards. Like, what have I seen? I didn't want that.
Oh gosh! Oh my goodness! That business of relationships. Yeah, people. Yeah, those work parties and Christmas dues and weekends out.
It's especially work dues. Some of them they can be so miserable because you're eating a rubbish dinner. The one kind of.
You mean the Christmas do?
Christmas dues. Some of them are quite rubbish, depending on where you're working. Okay, yeah, some of them are quite rubbish with rubbish food, and then some of them they're so much fun, and then people get really, really, really drunk, and you learn things about people.
Yeah.
Whenever I go to a Christmas party, I keep my cool, bro. Like I'm going to be cool. I can have fun, but I have limits. Like, I don't want to be known as a character. Like, I don't want to be a top. I don't want people to think, oh, you should come to the party. Oh, you're such a character. No, mate, I'm not going to be a character.
It's going to be the cool cat.
Yeah. That kind of cool person, yeah, but not this. No. I don't want to be the fun, the life of the party. No way. Because people will talk about you. Like, did you see? I don't want that.
Yeah, but I find those, depending on who the team is, who the people are, or where you're seated. If you get there late, and then you don't happen to sit next to the people that you talk to, and then you're sat now next to some other people that you don't really talk to. And there's like, it can be so draining. Those parties. And then it's almost like you have to pretend to want to have conversation.
You can move about though.
If you're having dinner, you can't. You're sat in the one spot, right? Up until the end of the dinner. And then it's like, okay, what do we do now? And then you're thinking, do I really want to go and drink some more with these people? Or should I just go home? So at the end of the day, it's like you've just sat next to somebody you don't talk to, then you're going home, basically.
Yeah, for me, like, of course now, I'm based in Manchester. My role is based in Manchester, although I don't live in Manchester. So when I go to those kind of things, the people I like will save a seat for me. No one's going to come and sit here.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to sit with Joe.
Why are you always last?
Huh?
Why are you always last?
Why am I always last? It's just in case.
Because you said they will save a seat for you.
They will save a seat for me.
Why are you always last? Is it because you're black?
No. It's because I want to make a grand entrance. Like the character is here.
Is it because you're black? Always late.
You know. When you mentioned Christmas, I just thought of chocolates and cakes. How Christmas time is when you get a bit fat, with people bringing celebrations. Mince pies.
I don't miss those days. Oh,
the
last 4 years I've not missed that at all.
You don't miss mince pies?
I don't like them anyway. I don't like them.
I know you don't. I know you do.
I hate those things. But yeah, no, generally even just chocolates, it's like, and when you're in the office somehow, they're just there. You just take one.
Someone just brings them.
You can't, like we might have a box of celebrations here, but it's not like I must have one kind of thing. But when you're sat at the desk and then it's just there on display, and then you get up to go to the loo and then you come back and you grab one. You go to get a cup of tea, you come back, you grab one. By the end of the day, you've I don't know, but yeah.
Yeah, in the office they just say eat me, don't they?
Yeah.
They say pick me.
They call you, they're calling your name. It's crazy. But yeah. Then there's also like birthdays and things, and people bring stuff in, and
Okay, so right now what we do, for birthdays, we like sort of contribute like £3, and
each?
then £3 each.
Okay.
And then buy usually one person, two people. It's two people who do that. They buy, like, sort of suggest what the person would like, or you just get an Amazon voucher, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of nice. Because there was a thing about birthdays where people would bring in cakes, so there was more opportunities to get a bit fat.
Yeah, at our workplace they don't really do that. It's only if it's a big birthday, so 40, 30, 50.
I think
that's when people do contributions, or weddings, babies.
It's just our team, our small team.
Yeah.
who do that, the contribution thing.
Oh, okay. So it's not like
it's not like the whole department.
But you work for corporate as well.
So yeah. There's that, and there was what was I going to say? I was talking about birthdays, right? You need to remind me. What was I going to say?
I don't know what we're talking about. We're talking about getting contributions in. Because you're saying at your workplace, you guys send in £3 each per team.
Yeah.
And then just getting fat, eating stuff.
Oh yeah. So previously, what we used to do in my old team, we would say, you buy the cake for the next person. Let's say it is, or you bring a cake for the next person.
So what if the person leaves?
Well, tough. No
one will buy you a cake then.
Well, why did you leave?
No, you haven't left. It's like you're saying you buy the cake for the next person, right?
Yeah.
So somebody's bought it for you, and it's my so let's just say there's 3 birthdays.
Mm-hmm.
The one before has bought it for you.
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to buy for me.
So it's my birthday, right? And then when it's your birthday, if you have the next one, I get you a cake.
Yeah, but what if you leave? Who's buying me a cake?
Well, that's a logistical problem that never came up. Okay. It's a logistical problem that never came up.
Yeah.
So if I leave, right, the person who came before me would buy you the cake because they haven't bought anyone.
They bought you the cake.
Oh, so if I get a cake and then leave.
Yeah.
Well, that was a problem for Alison to solve.
Because then it means that whoever's behind you is buying 2 cakes.
You see, now you're thinking like a black person. You're thinking problems.
I'm thinking problems.
Yeah, you think solutions.
Well, that's what I'm asking. What happens?
The team buys you a cake. That's
Yeah.
what I would say. We just say, can you get, everyone gets £1 each, then go to Asda, get a face cake. Are they £10? How much are those face cakes? They're
When
expensive.
was the last time you bought a cake? A £10 cake.
Do you know what?
They used to be £10.
Do you know what? This afternoon, I was watching YouTube, and then I saw like a lemon drizzle. Someone was eating lemon drizzle cake. Like, then I wanted one.
Then you wanted one?
Yeah.
Okay, and then what happened?
Well, now I'm talking to my wife. Can you sort me out a lemon drizzle cake? Honestly, someone was eating lemon drizzle on YouTube, and then I wanted one.
Oh, well. So what do we do now? Should we just finish the podcast?
Are you gonna bake the cake?
No. We haven't got any lemons, I don't think.
No, it's okay. I'm trying to lose weight, by the way.
Yeah, it's just one of those things.
It's something that just came up. Yeah.
Yeah, but workplaces, I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to compare with Zim when I worked in Zim. But I feel like in Zim, I did make a few more friends within the workplace than I have here. Like genuine friends. Here's like what I've noticed is like now I had been gone for 5 weeks, right? And then you come back and then it's like the reception is like a bit tepid, if you like. It doesn't feel like people are like
excited that you're back.
Excited you're back, or
how do you get excited online? You need to go to the office.
No, but I'm just saying, as in even in the office, you don't get many people that are. I don't know. I'm trying. How can I explain this? But it feels like when you leave the job, because I've had a few jobs. When you leave the job, no one is interested in you. It's like, but then when you're in the job, it's like everyone wants to know what's going on. That you almost get into this false sense of.
What do you mean when you leave the job?
Like,
when you leave for a new job?
Yeah, when you leave for a new job.
Okay.
The people that you've left.
Yeah.
Don't really, apart from adding you as a friend on Facebook, that's about it. It's like you don't get invited to those parties that you used to go to. They don't really check up on you, or.
Do you check up on them though?
Yeah, I mean, like I tried it, and then I realized, this is actually the culture that they have.
Really?
Yeah, majority of people are like that in this country.
Well, I've got a friend that I met, started working together.
I mean, there might be one or two that you'll make
working.
like remember Ellie, she came to our cheese and wine party.
Yeah.
The Rachel, Rachel came once, but I don't know where you were. But you didn't see her. She came with her son. There are a few people, yes, I've made, so you'll make one maybe, and then, do you know what I mean? But majority of the people that seem excited to see you and talk to you and stuff at the workplace, once you leave, it's like, it's almost as if it's like
but for me,
they're gone now.
If they were never your friends.
But how do you know until you leave? Because when you're at the workplace, you feel like, we're doing all these things together. We're doing all this, we're doing all that. And then the next thing's like, I think we need to revisit this topic with somebody else, and then just to hear what they say about this topic, because, and I don't think it's just because I'm black or anything like that. I think it's just the culture.
Yeah, but,
of people
how
generally.
how I see it, okay, is if you're not friends, because they are colleagues, they're not your friends. Sometimes they are colleagues, they're just acquaintances, they're just colleagues, right? And it doesn't go beyond that. So when you leave, you're gone. But if you have friends, there are some people who are gonna, like just like you say, Ellie, they're just gonna stick around. Okay, even like there are some people that I used to see a lot, speak to a lot, right? Maybe 10 years ago, 15 years ago. And then say when I move to somewhere else, I don't see them as often.
Yeah, no, but these are when I say friends, I mean like I don't mean like colleagues or whatever. I mean like people that you're like, this is someone I'm hanging out with at lunchtime and we're talking about our personal stuff, or we're sharing other things other than work. You see what I mean? Like, and then the moment you leave, it's like, oh, okay.
Well,
that's it. That's life.
You should try to get in touch. You should try to get in touch.
Yeah, but you try as well. But it's like you can feel like the only connection you have might be Facebook. You might have their number. I don't know. But
like now, when I look at it, like how many people do I speak to?
Huh?
Like how many people do I speak to even during work? Like,
this is what I'm saying. It depends on where you work and the kind of stuff that you do as as a group or whatever. I don't know, but yeah,
okay,
I think it's generally their culture. When I compare, particularly when I compare to Zim, right now, like majority of the people that I worked in my last workplace in Zim, I'm still friends with right now. If I were to go back to Zim. But the only thing is they live in Mutare, so I hardly ever go to Mutare when I go to Zimbabwe. But the last time I was there, I even went to the workplace.
Someone was describing Mutare as what?
Huh?
You say Mutare was being described as what?
When did I say that?
No, you were telling me. You said someone was it was Munashe, was it? Who was describing Mutare?
It was probably King Kandoro, I think.
Ah, right, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I think they were saying that to go to Vumba, you have to pass through Mutare, which is just a mess, or something like that. Now I was telling you about Mashingo, how Mashingo is now just a growth point, or looks like a growth point. And then when I listened to their podcast, and they were talking about Mutare, and I was like, listen to this and just hear what they have to say about Mutare. And I think it was Chegu too, was it? I can't remember the other time.
Yeah,
but anyway,
that's not important.
That's not important.
No one knows who check what Chegu is.
What? Which podcast we're talking about? But yeah. So when I try to look at like where I used to work, like in Mutare, and like I said, this is like 20 years ago since I left. 21 now, maybe. I'm still friends with those people. Their kids I'm actually, funny enough, one of their kids was posted a picture of themselves on Facebook. When I left, she was 8. So now she's like 29. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she posted a picture and I was like, oh, wow. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I knew this little girl from like, and she knows me. She still remembers. You know what I mean? Like, there's that connection. Just recently, like maybe was it yesterday? She just posted the picture, yeah. And I commented on Facebook.
Okay. Okay, yeah, I think what we'll do is in the future, we're going to revisit this with someone else so that they can give us their experience of the British workplace.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're done for, let's call it part 1. I don't know when part 2 is coming. So yeah, we're done for today. So please,
we might even talk about the same topics depending on what our guest wants to talk about. But because if they want to talk about it, But
okay, so please share the podcast. Tell everyone else. You can send us a voice note. There will be a phone number. You know what? I haven't turned the phone on.
Lawrence.
Okay, I will do in the next episode. I'm sure no one has been in touch.
How do you know? Remember, we got some random messages from your friend.
you know what? My friend, instead of sending the voice note,
Oh wow, this is my first voice note.
like she didn't know she could send voice notes on your phone.
That was funny.
Clara, come on. Now I'm going
So
to
maybe there
invite
might
her
be
here.
other random people trying to send voice notes to us.
But the thing is, she said, she instead of sending through the number, she said, I know who you are. I'm going to send you the voice note. Maybe we might say voice note via Instagram as well, right?
Yeah.
It's easy,
yeah,
right?
actually. Yeah. But
Okay.
then not everyone's got Instagram.
Now I say WhatsApp or iMessage and or Instagram. Find us on Instagram. We're 20 years immigrant on Instagram. You can send a voice note that way.
Yeah.
All right. So catch you next time.
Yeah. Peace, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye. 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 Bye.